Good night and welcome to Crafty Owl TT's online craft class. Today we will be doing this gingerbread house Christmas card. I will post a better picture of the product after. In your package though, you will be getting one blank foldable gingerbread house, a greeting for the inside as well as its backing, 4 shaped houses for the cards. You're gonna get 4 peppermint circles, a door and a heart, the sides for the roof, as well as 4 decorations for the roof and the door, and 2 candy cane bottoms. Now let's get started. Now taking your blank gingerbread house card, fold it down the middle, and usually you would want to take the colored backing and stick it on and then cut it. But what I prefer to do is to take the backing, meet the ends so that you fold it straight down in the middle, where you're now going to cut it into 2 pieces. Now this prevents it from bulking up when creasing or creating any damages to the paper, so it looks as neat as possible. So now you're gonna take 1/2. Let's do the left side first. You're looking for a lining on the outer side of where the roof supposedly meets the house, and you want to line up. So sorry, it can't be seen properly, but you want to line up the half to that line there, so it still leaves room for you to cut the roof. Now apply your glue and line up that backing to the embossed line onto the card, and you will see there is a bit of space left there for the roof. And you're going to take the other half now and do the same on the other side. So when you bring out the folded part of the card, the houses look as if they are stuck there in one piece, but you have cut it and stick it on. So you want to make sure it's stuck good. You could also take a napkin and spread it and press down so you don't you catch all the glue, and you don't need too much glue. And now you do the same for the next side. So you open out your card, you take the backing, you fold it in half, and you cut it straight down the middle. And then you are going to want to carefully place it against the lining where the roof has to go and put your glue on. And it's okay if you put too much glue, you could just take a napkin and dab off some of that. So that side is down, as you can see. Just making sure it's stuck on correctly. So I'm just placing it properly, as I made a little mistake while the glue has not set yet. And now I'm checking the placement of the other side, applying my glue and sticking it on. Now leave a little space between each part of the house itself, so it adds it doesn't add that crease or that odd look when it's folded in. And then you press it down. So now you want to add in the roof part. Now you have to look at it carefully before adding it, so you will see that the puffed up part of the brown paper, right, the roof, it is facing the top, and you want to line up the edges and make sure you have the correct side on the side it's supposed to go. So I may have put a little too much glue. You don't need that much glue. Trying to wipe off some with my finger. And the puffed part is up. I stuck it on there to the side, so it's on the white as well as on the pink that we just laid down to add that lovely 3-dimensional look. So now we're going to do the next side. Line it up perfectly, make sure it's correct, and then add your glue, and let's stick it on. Again, I put a little too much glue. Right, so we press it on good there. Use a napkin to avoid any excess glue coming out. Now before we get on to the next part, I made a mistake up further ahead. So instead of sticking the shilling around the roof first, we're going to do the candy cane on the side, like the right side of that picture. You can pause it and take a screenshot. So over here I am showing you the candy cane bottoms, or light pole you could call it, and they are supposed to be stuck under the pink shilling, but you're gonna get 4 pieces, right? One for either side, a solid backing and a candy cane light pole to go on top of it, foam part to go on top. Now you're gonna put some glue on the light pole, candy cane part. Careful not to put too much, and you're gonna have to give it a little bit of time to dry. Now this is supposed to be laying down under that pink decoration that's under the roof there, and you will lay down that decoration after you put down this candy cane. So you're gonna stick it on there. Now I was in a bit of a rush because I realized I forgot it, so please don't mind the untidiness of how I'm doing this right now, but you can pause the video and take your time and feel free to message me. So I'm doing the next side now and I'm sticking it down. Again, this is supposed to go after you put on the roof, before we put on the decoration for the roof, the pink one. Right, so that's that there. Well, I'm gonna add back in the peppermint. That's to tell you how far I reach in this video. So this is where you'll get the piece of back-to-back tape to add in the peppermint. Great, so after we have added in our candy cane / light pole on the side, we are now going to add the longer and more pointed pink decoration for the roof. And you are going to want to take out any of those little circles so you get all the little holes in the paper thoroughly. Just use a toothpick, or let your parent help you. Right, so line it up, make sure it's the correct side, and now you're going to carefully apply some glue to this decoration for the roof. You don't need a little too much. I may put too much glue on and off, but don't forget your handy napkin or cloth would be very helpful in times like this. So you want to line it up, lay down the tip first where it meets the top of the roof there, and then you want to lay down the rest of the roof, go down. And once the tip is matched up, you fine, the rest will fall into place, carefully guided by you or your guardian. Now the next side, as you see, I lined it up to the top first and then I carried it down. So we're gonna add a little bit of glue again. Now this is a more tender piece of paper, so take your time, no rush. And now we're lining up the top first, like so, to get it laid down perfectly, and give it a little press. And there you go. Now don't forget, this is supposed to go over those candy cane / light pole side edges. So yes, I got a spare piece of paper since I had no napkins handy, and I pressed it down in order to make sure it doesn't slip or no glue oozes out. Right, so on to the next step, which is we want to add the door. Now usually you could stick the door down and then cut it, but I prefer to cut it first. So you're going to fold it in half like we did the backing for the house itself. Fold it straight down the middle, and then you're gonna cut it in half. Right, so we fold it there, make sure it's as even as you can get it, and then we're cutting it. Of course, your parents or guardian should help you with this. if you don't get it cut in half, which you should in your package. I will be sure of it. Right, so now we are just making sure the two halves of the door are in their proper placements before we glue it down. And as you can see, this is how we are going to set them. Right, so let's get the glue and let's add some now to one half of the door. Again, don't put too much glue, you can have a handy napkin. So let's stick that down there. Great. Now this is how it would look after we stick it. Again, we're leaving a little bit of the white edging in the middle there. So let's add glue to our other half of the door, and we're gonna stick it again, leaving a little bit of white to the middle there. So we're really adding that three-dimensional look to the card. As you can see, it looks really lovely and so cute. Okay, so now the heart. This is a really pretty heart which I loved cutting. I hope you love how it looks as well. It is a foam heart, so when you add some glue, you know, press it down and leave it for a little bit. I did have a little mishap in this video which I may cut out. Right, so you're gonna want to know where you want to place this heart and which part you want to stick it. So get a pencil when you figure out where, and you're gonna just draw the outline of one half of the heart. Right, so that way you could lay down the glue in its stead. So where you have outlined the heart, you just put in a little bit of glue on that half only that you drew in, and you are going to attach the heart to the glue there. Now this is where I did not wait, but I am advising you to wait and let it dry before we move on, please. Now that your heart has dried, it would act as a little closure over the card itself. So now the other two pink decorations, more rounded, are for the door. So let's add a little bit of glue. Don't forget to take a toothpick and stick out those little circles if all the holes are not present on the decoration. And I lined it up from the bottom, go up this time around the door, and it looks so pretty. Now let me just make sure it looks good and add in some more glue here to the other side. I absolutely love the look of this art. It's so cute, and I really hope that you enjoy how delicate it is. Now it would be easy to stick glue on the wrong side, so just make sure you line it up before you add the glue. And here we go. So you line it up around the door and press it down. Now you put your heart over the door like a little enclosure as you press down, and there you have it. Now let me bring it up a little to show you how that looks. There we go. Absolutely, definitely cute. Now we're going to take the backings for the peppermint circles, and well, for this I actually decided to give you back-to-back tape, double-sided tape for this, as it would be sticking on the foam candy cane as well, so this would do the trick. So if you don't get the backing, the double-sided tape, make sure you add a little bit of glue and you stick the candy cane onto the green backing like I did there. The candy cane swirl letters. Sorry about that. And now you add in some glue to the actual backing. I of course put a little bit much, and I'm going to add that just on the edge of the decoration for the door. a big part of this craft is missing, but I already added it in before, which is the candy cane light poles on the either side of the house. Right, so this foam peppermint swirl would be sticking on that also. Right, so just take your time adding the glue to the back end. I am rambling a bit here, but just trying to make sure you all know exactly what it is that I am doing. So great, sticking it down, just trying to make sure it's stuck on really good, and so on. Great, so let's do the middle of the card now. You're gonna open it out, and what you're gonna get in your package is a greeting and the backing for said greeting. Now I have mine here, which I already stuck on using some glue, and now there are 2 notches to the middle of the card on the top and the bottom. You want to tuck in your greeting that is now stuck onto its backing into there, and you're not using any glue for this process except to stick your greeting onto the backing, which I did not show. I'm so sorry. So now we're supposed to have 2 peppermint wheels here again to the middle bottom. I only now noticed that the greeting that I choose, the writing is obstructed with the peppermint, but I am dutifully sticking the peppermint swirls onto its backing and now adding some glue to the back end like before and sticking it to the bottom edge of the greeting, the middle of the card, like so. And now for the other one, now this I got a little bit tied up here, but I do hope that you stay with me for this fun time. I was very flustered because it was blocking the happy beginning of happy in my happy holidays. So I looked for an alternate way and decided to just take my scissors and modify it myself. Of course, the swirl that you would be getting hopefully would not need any modification, but I am just going to see how it fits and then take my scissors and trim off some of the edge there, so hopefully it fits well enough that the card closes in smoothly. Great, so I added some glue now because I'm satisfied, just enough satisfied with how it looks, and I'm adding the peppermint swirl to the bottom there. And now we are closing in the card again using the heart as a little notch, and you're turning over your card. Now you also received a backing that is pure white, and this is supposed to go to the back of your card. Now down the middle of the card in the back there is a line or area where you do not want to put glue. You're only focusing on putting glue on the edging and around that area, that rectangle area to the middle. You do not want to get any glue inside there, I repeat. Right, so go ahead, put your glue, attach the back end so it covers up the not so much need to know about this card, and give it a good press down, and there you go. There we have it. Now I really enjoyed, I'm turning it around because I had the camera flipped. I'm so sorry about that, but as you can see how everything looks here. So sorry that it is upside down, but please feel free to, message me if you need any clarification on anything regarding this Christmas card. I had a really fun time making this card with you, and I hope you had a great time as well. Thank you, and have a good crafting online with Crafty Owl TT. Visit my Instagram, Facebook page. You will find all my contact details. Happy holidays!